Once upon a modern time, in a kingdom that looked more like a bustling city than a fairy tale land, there lived a princess named Elara. She wore her crown lightly, meaning, she didn't flaunt her title, but her reputation still followed her like a shadow. In the halls of her private high school, she was known as the girl who was always surrounded by friends, always perfectly dressed, always the center of every story. But back at the palace, the real heart of the kingdom was someone who had learned to live in silence, Elara's older sister, Mira. Mira had once been the golden girl. But after the riding accident that paralyzed her from the waist down, everything changed. Elara had been just a kid when it happened, but she remembered watching Mira's phone stop buzzing. Friends who had once slept over every weekend slowly stopped replying. Social media became a place Mira scrolled quietly, never posted, never tagged. They didn't just disappear, they just stopped showing up. Elara's accident was minor. A fall during a gymnastic routine in PE class. A misstep, a landing gone wrong. She hit her head and was kept for observation. While lying in the nurse's office, dizzy and aching, her mind wandered back to Mira. And then it struck her. What if it had been real? Would her friends have stayed? She decided to find out. With Mira's hesitant blessing, and a warning, don't do this halfway, Elara. If you want to understand, go all the way through it. Elara returned to school in Mira's older wheelchair, claiming her fall had caused spinal damage. On Monday morning, when Elara rolled through the school doors, silence fell over the hallway. People gasped. Her best friend, Kara, screamed and hugged her like she was made of glass. "Oh my God, Elle. Why didn't you tell me sooner?" she cried, fussing over the chair. By lunch, everyone knew. Elara's table was full that day. Brent, the popular jock she'd been flirting with, brought her favorite smoothie. Lila, the fashion-obsessed classmate, offered to bedazzle her chair to make it more slay. It was over the top, but Elara smiled anyway. By the second week, things started to change. Kara stopped waiting for Elara after class, saying she was too slow. Lila's offer turned into a joke. I mean, bedazzled or not, it's still a wheelchair. Brent, charming, golden Brent, was seen laughing at a meme with his friends. When Elara asked what it was, he flipped his phone away. Later, she saw the meme circulating in a group chat. When the prom queen becomes the parking spot. She didn't cry that night. But she didn't sleep either. Kara, her so-called best friend, stopped inviting her to weekend hangouts. It's just a hike, Elle, she'd say. You'd be bored anyway. Lila, who used to borrow her clothes, now acted like sitting next to her was a charity act. Brent, once all charm and chivalry, ghosted her entirely. A week later, he started dating a cheerleader named Mallory and never said another word to Elara. Even some teachers treated her differently, assuming she needed extra help, calling on her less in class, speaking slower like she was fragile or less capable. But it wasn't all shadows. One morning, as Elara struggled to open the heavy library door, a voice behind her said, "They really should fix this." It was Mira, a quiet girl from her chemistry class. Not a nerd, not popular, just invisible. Until now. From that day on, Mira walked her to class every day. She never asked dumb questions, never acted like Elara was a burden. They started eating lunch together. Real conversation, real laughter. Another surprise came from Theo, the artsy kid who always sat at the back sketching in silence. One day, he rolled up beside her at her locker and said, "I've been designing a galaxy wrap for your wheels. It'd be sick. Want to see it?" Elara stared. "Why would you do that?" He shrugged. "Because people forget that something can be beautiful and functional. Just like people." She nearly cried right there. The breaking point. 3 months in, Elara sat alone at lunch. Just her, Theo, and Mira, her new crew. Everyone else had vanished. Then came the school assembly. Elara wheeled herself up the ramp to the stage, silently, purposefully. The microphone squeaked. The room hushed. And then she stood. Hundreds of eyes widened. "This wasn't a prank," she said calmly. "I wasn't trying to trick you. I needed to learn something that my sister has known for years, that a lot of people will call themselves your friend, until your life makes them uncomfortable." Murmurs stirred across the room. Some of you stopped talking to me. Some of you laughed. Some of you pretended not to see me. And some of you, Theo, Mira, thank you. You saw me the whole time. She looked to the back where Mira stood, clapping silently, tears in her eyes. "I'm lucky. I can stand. But not everyone gets to reveal themselves at the end. So maybe next time, before you decide someone is too slow, too broken, too complicated, try being someone who stays." The assembly changed things, slightly, not magically. Some people apologized, others avoided her more than ever. But Elara had changed. She didn't want the crowd anymore. She had learned the power of presence, of truth, of seeing someone fully. Mira hugged her that night. "I'm proud of you," she whispered. "But now you really know why I don't miss most of them." Elara nodded. "I do." And with her sister's old wheels beside her, and new friendships beside her heart, the princess finally understood what it meant to wear a crown, not on your head, but in how you choose to treat others.